Hey everyone, we are live again for our weekly AMS team training. It's Tuesday night at 8 p.m., so you know what we're here for. We're gathered here today I feel like I was about to start a wedding. Like, we are gathered together today for the joining up, but but we are gathering here today to talk about our wins for the week, celebrate our successes, and share tips and ideas, just like we always do. So if you're here, join us, introduce yourself, give yourself a shout out in the chat box so I can say hello to you, and so the rest of those who are watching can jump in and say hi. I love how we have our Avon family camaraderie here, but don't just be like a viewer, be a participant. Join us, chat with us, let us know that you're here. My name is Georgiana Haynes, Avon representative, and today I am actually going to be sharing with you guys just a few ideas on how to find ideas for events, how to find events in your area, and different types of events that you can use to promote your business. It's summertime now, so I think that this is the best time for events. The weather is great, the temperature is reasonable. A lot of people feel that fall and December, the holidays from Thanksgiving through Christmas are the best time for events. But personally, I've actually just found for myself that this time of year tends to be the best time for me because, like I said, because the weather is so good, I can literally go out almost every evening. Right now it's 8 p.m. here on the in New York City, and you could tell we have quite a bit of daylight still happening. So when I leave work at 5, I could still, do events in the evening after work and things like that. So I love that. In the winter it's a little bit darker, more dreary. Usually the sun goes down at 4. So when you come out, you kind of just want to be rushing home. I feel like you don't have as many days. Plus, because it's colder, you're tending to look more for indoor events. So with the summer, you can do indoor or outdoor. So just increases more opportunity for events. So for me, I think that the summer, spring and summer, but mostly summer because I feel like spring is also, you know, April rains bring May flowers. I feel like spring is a time where it tends to be more rainy and the weather is usually, I say usually, but we've been having some crazy weather, so I don't even know what to say right now. But usually on the regular, the weather tends to be more for rainy days in the spring, and then in the summer, it's usually a little more predictable. I say that despite having taken out the heavy blankets and the comforters. Just I think it was last week. We had a really cold day, and we closed up the windows, took out the blankets again after being in pajamas, like light pajamas, for a good couple of weeks. And we went from 90-degree weather right back down to 50 or 60. So I don't know what's happening, but again, usually the weather is more stable and we could do more events. So I wanted to share some of the ways that I find events in my area and some of the ways that I've used events in the past to build my business. So um, to begin with, I like to look at events as not just the usual craft fairs and events where you can sell, vendor events. That is the first type of event that I think most people are used to. And a lot of times when I say events, I think that's what people think I mean when I say events. Because sometimes people will message me and ask me, how do you get into an event? How much do you pay? And things like that. But not every event, when we say event, means something that you're paying to get into or something that you can vend. Personally, I like to think of events as networking activities. Anytime when you're going out with the intention and the mindset of promoting your business, I consider that an event. So I can actually get together with a couple of members from my team for a coffee training or a recruiting training, or sometimes just what we call shop specting. You've heard me use that phrase quite a few times, which is when we're going shopping, but we're also prospecting and sharing the opportunity. So those could be events as well. So it's not just vending events, but basically any opportunity that you're using to promote your business. So when you take a step back from just vending events, it sort of opens up a whole new scope of potential activities that you can have to build your business, because now you're not just thinking, where can I go to sell, but where can I go to meet new people, to make new connections, make new friends, to get involved in my community. And a lot of times even though you may not be selling, it is a really great opportunity to still build your business. Like we always say, this is a network marketing business. Network is at the beginning of that because it's about you building your network, making new contacts, connecting with others, and you can promote your business in ways that are different than advertising or vending events just by the old school word of mouth. It's really efficient, and I found it to be really helpful for me in my business. So with that in mind, now that we've sort of busted open the doors on what events are, and you now hopefully have a broader interpretation of what we mean when we say events, now we can sort of look at the variety of activities that you can do. So now that you're thinking outside of your regular craft fairs, um, really and truly, I feel that summertime is chock full of events, and a lot of times you're participating in these events anyway, so that sort of takes away some of the worry of where do I find an event and how do I get into them. Usually you're if you're doing activities with your family, if you are entertaining guests, if your family is visiting for the weekend and you're showing them around town, whatever it is that you're doing as recreation or hanging out with the family, that can potentially be an event. So for me, sometimes when I travel, whenever I go on vacation with my family, it's still an event to me. I wear my Avon t-shirts. You guys see my pictures on Instagram and on Facebook. I wear my Avon tee. I wear my Avon button. I always carry brochures. And, as I'm talking to people, especially on vacation, you're sort of in a laid back atmosphere. You're meeting new people. And the tendency will be, to make a connection, ask where the person is from, especially if you're going to a popular vacation spot, everyone where people aren't from that area. The first thing you usually ask is, hey, where are you from? I'm from New York. You're from wherever. Oh, okay, great. What are you doing out here? I'm vacationing with family. I'm promoting my Avon business, whatever it is. But usually the conversation already flows in that direction. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you to um, segue into saying who you are, where you're from, and a little bit of what you do. Sometimes when we go to core networking events, sometimes it could be a little awkward because you're standing around the buffet table with the drink in your hand, and there might be that forced conversation. Hey, Milagros, thank you for joining us. There might be a slightly forced conversation where it's like, well, what do you do? Is what you do in relation to what I do? Can you potentially help me? Is this person that I want to have in my network? And it tends to be a little more a bit of a stricter atmosphere. It can be a little bit more intimidating, and I like vacation activities because you're already your mindset is just to enjoy and experience a new place, to connect with new people, and in that connection you get the opportunity to introduce yourself. For me, like I said, I usually am traveling with family. Sometimes it's an Avon vacation. Those are easier because obviously, what are you doing here? Well, me and 500 Avon representatives are here for something that we earned, a trip or a conference or something like that. But sometimes when I'm just traveling on my own, when someone asks me, hey, what are you doing here? I get the opportunity to say, well, I am. I have a full-time job as an architectural designer, and I work part-time as an Avon representative. And I decided that I wanted to set aside this weekend to just spend some me time, treat myself to a spa day or whatever. And in saying that, it's just a really quick, this is who I am, this is what I do, they already know all of the important stuff. So we can take the conversation from there. Sometimes they might say something like, architecture and Avon, how the heck did you manage that? And that will bridge the conversation into something else. But look at the activities that you already have on your schedule. Where are you taking the kids on the weekends? Are you doing the movies? Are you doing the water park? Are you doing the beach? I actually have beach towels that I've earned through Avon incentives. I never ever set foot in the sun without my bug guard and my sunblock. So when I go to the beach, I lay out the Avon beach towel. Sometimes I'll have an Avon tote. Right now they have that tote bag, Seize the Day. That is a really cute tote. But Avon tends to have these cute little totes with slogans. I put my little tote bag. If it's not just a plain bag that just flat out says Avon, I put my bug guard out and my sunnies. and just kind of hang out, strike up conversation with the people around me. Um, so look at the activities that you have, look at what you're doing, look at where you're going, look at the people within your social circle, what they're doing, what they're going to. If you don't know of what to do or where to go, just reach out to your friends and ask, what are they doing this evening? Are they going out for drinks? Are they going out for a barbecue? Is there a picnic? The main goal of those events, I call them like your warm market events. The real goal is to just go out and meet other people. And another thing that's great about going to events with your friends and your family is that you're again, the atmosphere is more relaxed, so you're just making connections. There isn't the forced concept of having to make a pitch or make a sale. You're just meeting other people, getting to know what they do, sharing with them what you do. um, the other activity that I like to look at is community events, community affair events. I think 2 weekends ago, I was involved in an event with my local library. They were doing a promotion, and again, this wasn't an activity where I could set up to sell products. And to be honest with you, I was okay with that. And sometimes representatives will say to me, "Well, you're not selling at these things, or you can't sell here, so what's the point?" Or, "Yeah, my neighborhood does this, or my area has that, but you can't sell there." But so what? you again, step back and think of it as networking. So you may not be able to sell at that event, but you'll still be able to go out and meet new people. At my local library event, I met a lot of my neighbors that I just had never known, because I go to work, I come home. I'm not really getting out and about, but it gave me the opportunity to meet a lot of my neighbors, and a lot of them were like, "You sell Avon?" I didn't know there was an Avon lady in the neighborhood, and I know for a fact that there are a multitude of other Avon representatives in the neighborhood. So I was shocked to hear that, because I was like, wait, 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 we're doing something wrong here, because there's more than one of us here. So if you didn't know there was an Avon rep in the neighborhood, then I need to step my game up. So it was an opportunity for me to gauge my interactions. What areas have I missed when I'm doing my prospecting events? Do I tend to just visit the same areas? Have I missed a little area? To reach out to my teammates to say, hey, this person is in your neighborhood. You guys live three houses down from each other. You've got to get out into your neighborhood and share. So it was that activity was an opportunity for me to meet with my neighbors and let them know that, hey, there's an Avon lady in the neighborhood. Hey, I know you might have lost your Avon representative, but our company is still around. We still have your Amari, we still have your roll-ons, we still have your Skin So Soft and your Bug Guard. I can help you find those products. We can get that to you. Plus, it was also an opportunity for me to share all the new products that Avon was coming out with. A lot of people think that Avon is just makeup. I love events where I can get out and share with people, even if I'm not selling, because a lot of times people, they kind of have their own little bubble around what they think that our company does. And by meeting a representative and actually getting to talk to them and see a brochure, it kind of breaks down that barrier. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh, wow, Avon has come a long way. I didn't know that they had clothes. I didn't know that they had jewelry and a health and wellness line and home goods and all of this other stuff. I didn't even know that they had men's products. But these events, when you're talking to people and you're getting to know people and people are getting to know you, you have that opportunity to say, this is an example of all of the things that we have available to you. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I've been able to work into my current lifestyle, despite having a full-time job, or despite having children, despite having other activities that I'm involved with. So it's, just by getting to know people, they're also getting to know you, what you do, what your business is, and what you're about. And I really love to do events that give me the opportunity to talk about breast cancer, just to get that breast cancer awareness out there, because it's something that we all kind of know about, and we've all been affected by either someone who has been diagnosed with cancer, or unfortunately people who have been lost to cancer. So we know about it, but it's always sort of like in this gray cloud off in the ether. But having that conversation of, okay, ladies, I'm going to be really real for a minute. Have you gotten checked? Yes, I know you've been putting off. Let's go. What's stopping you? What's hindering you? Can we get a buddy system going? Can a group of us go together? And they're kind of like, wait, I don't know you. Where are you trying to go with me? And I'm like, but that's the point. And we laugh and we joke, but just in developing the relationship, we get that ingrained where it's like, we've got to go get ourselves tested. We need to raise funds. We're doing the walk. Avon has just partnered with the American Cancer Society. There's so much information to share. There's so much happening in the community. Sometimes I'll even go to events and I'll meet up with other organizations that are doing cancer research, doing things within the community to help families that are affected by cancer. And things like that. And it's like, wow, Avon does that too. Maybe we could partner up on something. Maybe we could do a fundraiser together. What are you doing that we can get involved in? And it gives the opportunity for something amazing to grow. Milagro says she loves networking events and the setup is less when we're not taking products for sales. Yes, absolutely. It's great for recruiting, finding helpers, and professional business owners. Absolutely. Three great points. So, when you're doing your events, oh, also, in addition to breast cancer awareness, some of the members of my team now are really passionate about domestic violence. So being able to partner with them to say, hey, look, you're passionate about this, I'm passionate about that. I see events happening in the community. Let's get out together and be that force. I feel that that's paying it forward, and when you put that positivity out there, good things will come back to you. And you just can't buy that, in addition to breast cancer awareness, now Avon has this health and wellness line. So getting out there and talking about exercising and healthy eating and talking to women about the minerals and vitamins and the things that their bodies are lacking, different ways that they can supplement that with our health and wellness line for an affordable price, and in a way that doesn't taste like you're eating blended tree bark. It's also great. A lot of people at my last event, we actually had the Aspira shaker bottles, and I should do a video kind of showing you in detail what I did. I did a live video kind of showing you my display and what we had, but I just had the shaker bottles, some milk, some almond milk, some soy milk, and the two Aspira plant power protein powders. I mixed them up on the spot and I just showed people how easy it was to just mix and pour. I got little shot glasses from Amazon. Remind me to post a link down below in the chat box so I can share that with you. But you can probably find them at your local dollar store as well. I had little teeny tiny shot glasses and I poured little Aspira shots for everyone to try. So they got to taste it. And a lot of people were like, I had tried weight loss programs where I had to do these shakes, and I remember it tasting disgusting, and I remember it tasting like ashy, powdery, like baby powder and milk. And for them to try Aspira and say, wow, this really tastes good, yeah, I would think about trying to work this into my diet. It's a really great thing to just have those conversations with people. Plus, you're sharing the different products that Avon has available. So they know that their only options aren't the nasty tasting powders from whatever place. They know that they can come out to Avon and support a company that is supporting great causes like domestic violence and speaking out against breast cancer awareness and domestic violence. I can't remember which one I said first. But, those are all really great things. The other thing, like Milagros mentioned, is just for yourself. I find I prefer events where I'm not selling because if I'm alone, I can just focus on talking to people. I'm not trying to watch the money. I'm not trying to watch the product. I usually just have a few items on display. If you scroll down on my Facebook page, Avon by Georgiana, I showed you the video where I showed you my little display. I had maybe a little 4-foot table. I had a little bit of At that event, I actually had some examples of the Aspira line because I wanted to talk about health and wellness, domestic violence, and breast cancer awareness. So I was kind of covering those three areas. But because I had a partner with me, one of my teammates, I also put out some of the new items that Avon has. Some of the makeup, some, of the Skin So Soft. I think we had Bug Guard. We had a couple of different items on display. But usually when it's just me, all I have is, for the most part, one of our starter kits, It could be your basic starter kit, or it could be the full size premium kit. I like the premium kit as well because it comes with that beautiful bag and it makes for a really great display. But again, if it's just me, that's a lot of product to keep an eye on. Unless it's I'm right there by the table and kind of just talking over the table. I usually don't bring that product out unless I have a partner. But the basic starter kit items are just as good. And these are items that all of us as representatives already have. Even if you've used it already, I tend to use the hand creams as my demo item so that people can try it. And I love to use the starter kits as my display because when people come over to the table, they'll say, hey, what is this? And then I get to explain to them that this is the basic starter kit that representatives start off with. It is $80 worth of product, but it costs only $25 to start, plus get your business up and running. People are visual people. They like to see and touch and smell. So they get to look at the products and say, okay, well, obviously this is right off the bat, not just makeup. Oh, these are lotions and creams. Well, how does it feel? How does it smell? I could try it. Or, when they look at it, maybe they don't know what a basic starter kit entails. So when I'm having a conversation about starting their own business and Avon sending them a kit to start. They don't know what that is, but when they see it, they're like, oh, this is all the product that I get for $25 when I start my business. I've had people take a look at the premium starter kit and say, wow, this is really nice. I kind of want to get all of this stuff. What is it? $300 worth of product for $100? That's a really great deal. How does Avon do this? How does Avon sell us such great products at a good price? Can I get started today? Can I get started if I'm, not too sure about it? Because I can see myself using all of these products. What do we have? A perfume, an eyeliner, a lip gloss, a little mascara. All right, this could be something that I could try because I could see myself using these products. I could see myself using this beautiful bag. So your visual display doesn't have to be anything over the top. It can be very simple and it can definitely be products that you already have. Another thing that I hear often, especially with vending events, is people wanting to know, what do I stock up on that I can sell? And when you're doing a vending event, you usually those events you pay for the table. So you're focused more on recuperating what you invested. And that's okay. It's a business, you make investments. Usually these events that I'm talking to you about, these are free events. So there's no payment upfront. With vending events, like I said, you might be interested in stocking up different items. And a lot of times, while you're getting a feel for the event, for the crowd, for the number of people who are attending, you're trying to figure out, what do they like? What are the items that I should have on hand? And you're trying to gauge that with these freemium events. There's really no investment. You put out products that you have in stock, and it's more visual, something for people to look at, people for maybe for the experience, for people to try. Um, Obviously, if you were to say put out a Mega Effects mascara, it would be for them to see, Avon is the only company that has this really cool, wonderful brush. It's different, it's a conversation tool, but it isn't an item that they would be selling, that you would be selling because, it's a mascara and you don't know who's put their fingers in it. And it wouldn't be an item that they would be trying there on the spot. It would just be for display. So even if you own a Mega Effects mascara for yourself, you could put it on the table for display and let them know this is display only. It's not a tester, or it's not an item that you want to just whip out and put on your eyes. So you can look through your stock and look through the items that you have. Look through what you've gotten as gifts. Look at the things that you have in your starter kit, and you can use what you have to share. So I think that it's more of an opportunity for all representatives to get involved in those type of events because there's no upfront cost, there's no stocking of items, and it's easier for a single person, not like single as in not married or dating, but someone who's alone to manage because you don't have to worry about keeping an eye on the money and things that have legs and might walk away from your table. Oh, thank you, Milagros. Yeah, I do a lot of sidewalk events here. You could partner up with local businesses. You could just find a nice spot, I like to look for activities and places where I frequent often. I just look at, where do I go? Where do I shop? Where do I hang out? Where do I walk in the day? I look at the other foot traffic. More likely than not, I should say, the people who are passing in the same area are probably doing the same things that I'm doing. If I'm at a supermarket, the people around me are probably shopping. So they have need for items too, you know? So it kind of makes it easier. These are people just like you. You're all shopping at the same place. You can have that conversation. Another thing that I do, oftentimes when I'm on vacation, I'm kind of bummed because I made a video, maybe in March or April. I just haven't gotten around to editing it. But I did a video for when I travel, like if I'm going out with family. Sometimes, depending on the situation, sometimes I rent my own car and I kind of have more time to do like a tailgating event or a sidewalk event. Milagros also has some really great videos for tailgating events. Um, if I can't do that, then sometimes what I'll do is I'll just do a walking event where I'll put my basket on my hand with a few samples. And as I'm shopping, as my family is shopping, when you're on vacation, you do the window shopping, you're walking around trying to get a feel for the neighborhood and see what's in the area. As I'm doing that, I talk to people. I hand out sample packs as I go. A lot of the times, again, it's that situation where you're sort of meeting the natives and they welcome you. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing here? Oh, my name is so and so. Who are you? When they get to that who are you part, or even before, if I feel like jumping the gun, I could pull out a sample pack. I'm Georgiana. I'm an Avon representative. I get to work my Avon business while I vacation. So that's what I'm doing out here. I'm vacationing, but I'm also working my business. So those are some of the things that you could do as well. So how do you go about finding these events? So the walking events, the activities that you're doing with your friends and family, I've already kind of shared how you find those events. For community events, get involved in your local communities, your PTA, your um, neighborhood watch, or your friends of your neighborhood. Our libraries out here, they actually have a community of supporters who support the library, but there are also people who like I don't know the name of the park, but they're supporters of local parks. So in our area, sometimes we have really small, not like playgrounds, but little grassy areas with a couple of benches, and maybe a community group got together to plant flowers or to kind of keep it up, keep it clean. And they collect donations. They have activities and events to generate or raise funds. Sometimes they'll have little fairs and activities. Get involved in those things. Um, Check bulletin boards, Facebook. There's another one online. Green something. Google local events in your neighborhood. And again, word of mouth. What are your friends doing in the evenings and on the weekends? Where are they taking their kids? All of the events that I participated in, out of all of them, I would say maybe 98% of them are events that I've heard about through word of mouth, which means that involve me talking to people and hearing about what they're doing, what's happening around them, what their plans are for the weekend, or things that they've done in previous years that, sometimes someone would say, oh, I used to take the kids down to the Bay for a music festival, but I can't go this year because whatever, whatever. And I'm like, wait, what? A music festival? Where? When? How do you get in? Do you know the owner? Do you know the producer? Do you know the person who's putting it together? Do you know any of the volunteers? Can I volunteer? Things like that. And even just volunteering for events, I've had events that I volunteered to help with. Not again to even set up a table, not to sell anything, but just to be there to lend my services. And I've gotten the chance to meet other people who are involved in the community and hear about what they're doing and what activities they're involved in. And oftentimes I've been able to get my foot in the door for another upcoming event that, someone that I was working with participated in. So it comes in handy to be a human being who's involved in your surroundings. Now I know a lot of us have busy schedules. Again, I work full time, I volunteer for different events, and I'm running my Avon business. And I also would like to sleep every once in a while. But you don't have to book yourself for every evening of every day of every single week. but maybe once every other month you find something that you can get involved in to participate and go to here and there. The idea is really to get plugged in and get connected with others who have similar interests as you, who are caring about the community that they're in and caring about others. I found that, well, that's another thing, actually. I find that sometimes for a vendor event, you go there and the other people are just so focused on selling and getting with a product. They're just there to set up, sell their product, and break down. They're not really invested in anything beyond that. But a lot of times, when I could get involved in a community event, an awareness event, a cause, something that I'm passionate about, when I connect with the other people who are at that event, it's usually people who are also passionate about that activity. So that gives us something to bond with each other on, something that we have a similarity, something that we have in common. There are similarities between our interests, and that allows us to create a relationship so that, after we exchange information and we go to follow up later, it's not as awkward like, oh, hey, person who I met the other day, can I tell you some Avon? It's more like, hey, how you doing? What's happening? Are there any other events in the area? How did you feel about that day? Felt good, right? We love doing these events and these causes. Well, in another month or two, I'm planning on doing this, that, and the other thing. How about you? Would you like to come and join me? Let's build a friendship. And that becomes what it's about. But in the same token, as you're creating these friendships, I have had, like I said, I've been able to find other events that I can get into. Sometimes I've been able to get into actual vending events. Sometimes I've been able to just get into an event to set up. Sometimes I've been invited to people to say, hey, well, you sell Avon. We need someone to talk at an event. Can you maybe come and do a makeup demonstration? Can you come and make little sample packs to hand out? Can you put together a little bundle with maybe your business card and some products to give away? We need a raffle basket. If you donate, we'll be more than happy to put you on our list of sponsors. Can you do that? So sometimes people will come and ask you for your help with something. I've been able to find customers, again, even though it's not a sales event. The people that you meet and develop a relationship with, I always tell people, the people you know, if they know what you do and they like you, they're going to want to do business with you. So um, you connect with people when the time comes for them to need a Skin So Soft or a Bug Guard or whatever, they're going to turn to you. They're going to reach out to you because you're the contact that they know. I've also found referrals. I've had people who maybe for themselves aren't interested in Avon products, but they have a friend, a spouse, a coworker who is. And when that friend or spouse or coworker says, "Oh, darn, I'm out of Skin So Soft," my contact is now able to say, "Hey, I did an event last weekend and there was an Avon lady there. Let me see if I have her card, or let me see if I can find her on Facebook and connect you guys as friends." And when you start to gain that momentum, sometimes I have people call me and I'm like, "I'm sorry, where did we meet?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't know me, but I know so and so that you met last year at a fair or an event or an activity, and they said that you sell Avon. Do you still sell Avon? Can I still get my Skin So Soft from you?" And things like that. So these are things that you can do to promote your business, to find events, and to increase the number of activities and events that you're having in your area. Especially if you're on a budget, don't just stop and say, I'm not going to have events. When I first started, like I said, there are quite a few other representatives in my area. And I remember when I started, I thought that events were only craft fairs. So I went and I looked up craft fairs and school fairs and activities. And sometimes they were pricey and just really too far outside of my budget. And sometimes I would go and the people would say, oh, we already have an Avon representative here. So I wasn't able to get into as many events as I would have liked. That could have been a moment where I said, okay, well, I'm done with this because it didn't work. Instead, I said, okay, well, if I can't do that, what else can I do? What else can I get involved in? And to be honest with you, the activities and events that I work with, they're always evolving. And now more than ever, I look at them as a way for me to give back, because I've kind of come to the mindset and the belief that when you put out that positive energy, when you give back, good things will come to you. Again, maybe not through that specific event, not through that particular event. Maybe I'll go to an event and I'll not make any sales at that event, but it's okay because I know the good will come back to me another way. I've had people that I've met at events that I've gone to other events with, not knowing that they would be there. But I remember this was one event that I went to, and it was me by myself. And I was just like, okay, well, gotta manage. It's me alone. I just need to make this work. And then all of a sudden, I had a friend who was there from another event. They weren't working at the first event that I went to. They were just passing by someone I talked to. Now they were working at this event, and they were able to say, hey, what do you need? You need help putting up your tent? You need help putting up your table? You need a chair? You need a glass of water? You need to run to the bathroom? I can watch your stuff. Whatever it is that you need, let me know. I know you from before. I met you. I've seen you. You're cool people. Whatever you need, let me know and I can get it for you. And especially when you're by yourself, that's a real, like, kind of moment that you can't put a price on. So look for unique ways. Get onto. I'm trying to remember the name of that website. Oh, Eventbrite is another great place to find events. There's a community affairs page. It may not even be in your neighborhood. I just, here in New York, we have that website that has sub pages for each community, but Facebook will do. So get out there, see what activities and events are happening in your neighborhood. Get involved yourself, because again, a lot of the events that I hear about are through word of mouth. So get involved in your community activities, talk to people, see what's happening, see what you can get plugged into, and don't just look for vending events. Look for opportunities to do something positive for your community, and the rewards will 100% come back to you. So thank you guys all. Hey Janet, thank you for joining us. So thank you guys all for joining me. Janet also, she shared some pictures the other day about an event, a fashion show that she was doing in her area. So that's another great way, something with the kids that you can get involved in. Janet, while you're here, was that an activity that you donated a basket for? Did you do a raffle, or did you provide the makeup? What did you do for that event? Um, she says it was a lot of fun. I love that, because sometimes you go to events and it's not that much fun, and it's kind of just like, okay, well, but when you go and you have fun, even if you don't make a sale, you make new friends and it's a good time. So, Janet, if you could just let us know, if you don't mind sharing, what it was that you gave or how you participated in that event. Like I said, I've done baskets. Okay. Janet says that Avon Corporate donated all the makeup and gifts for the models. Awesome. So, that is a really great way to get involved in an activity. These girls were doing this fashion show. Avon provided the makeup and the gifts for the models. So I love, one of the things I always say that I love about this company is that they're so involved in community affairs, and they support the community, they support women's empowerment, and it makes me proud to be a part of a company who is so involved. Janet also donated her time. Oh wow, don't Janet, okay, yeah. Janet, you should have started with this. So Janet donated her time, and Janet organized the makeup artist and the hairstylist. So this is an event that Janet put on for her community, which is really awesome. So kudos to you, Janet, for doing something like that. And that's what it's about. Janet decided that she was gonna really get involved, get up to here in the activity. She was gonna get products for the makeup artists to use in the models. She was gonna get makeup artists and hairstylists and be the event coordinator. So plus extra gifts for the hairstylists and makeup artists and staff for the event. So she, I guess you could even think of it as advertising. You could advertise by paying for a billboard or paying for an ad in a magazine, or even paying for boosting your posts on Facebook. But you can also do advertising and make that investment in your business by providing your time and your services, by providing gifts. And I feel like the results are the same. Sometimes even the results are even better, because you get that belly to belly, face to face opportunity to connect and share who you are, what your business is, and what your business is about. Sometimes people will even ask me like, okay, well, why are you here? Are you selling anything? And I'll say no, and then they'll say, well, then why are you here? And I'll share, what we're passionate about, what we like to do, what I am interested in sharing, and all the things that my company does. And I look at it as sort of like my company leading the way. When Avon gets involved and does all of these community affairs activities, it makes me want to go out and do these activities even more because I feel like I'm backed by such strong supporters of my activities. Like they get it. Avon gets it. Avon, it's important to Avon as well. So I feel empowered when I go out or when I call an organization and I say, hey, I'm from Avon. This is the company that puts mascara on lashes, but also fights breast cancer and domestic violence and is about awareness and causes and making donations of makeup and products and time and energy to the community. This is what we as Avon are about. And I'm proud to represent the company in that way because a lot of times people, their experiences with companies and corporate entities is different. And sometimes they're a little shocked by, oh, you're just here to volunteer? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just here to give my time. Local Avon lady volunteering. That's what we do. And it's sort of like there's no shame in my game because this is what we're about. This is what motivates us as a company, but us as individual representatives. Even on our small in our smaller scales, we get to bring forward the same ideals that our company has laid out for us in their tenants. When we look at what's important to Avon, these things that we do in our communities are what's important. So I'm proud of that. Oh, awesome. That's great. See, corporate 100% gets behind us. So thank you for sharing that, Janet. So, oh, sorry, I'm reading, but not out loud. Janet said it was a great community awareness, and they gave videos to Michael Sen. I'm guessing that's Senstack to use at the corporate office. So awesome. It goes both ways. One hand washes the other. We all help each other. Um, Definitely, I agree with Milagros, Janet. You're definitely going to be in the spotlight. Oh, okay. So it was a fashion show. So Janet did a fashion show that was focused on special needs students, and those students were the models on the runway. So again, community awareness, and this is a cause that Janet's passionate about. It's different. This is her focus. It's not breast cancer awareness or domestic violence, but this is her cause, her passion. And Avon came along behind her and said, "This is great. Let's do it. We'll support you." So that is what we're out there representing. And every single time we have an event or we participate in an event and we go there and say, we think that your event and your cause and your activities are important. Hey, Angela, thank you for joining. And our company thinks that your events and activities in your community is important. It resonates differently than just an ad in a magazine. So I want to encourage you guys to get out there and do more events, have more activities, share and promote your businesses in different ways. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about having your eggs in different baskets and trying to find different ways to um, do the various activities that are involved in running your business, whether it's promoting your business, working with your customers, or working with your team. So today is another opportunity of how you can find other ways to grow your business, to find new customers, find new teammates, get your name out there as a local representative, and also um, put a positive um, image up there for people who aren't familiar with us as representatives or our company to see. So it has a really broad range, a huge scope, and a really big impact whenever you do them. So I hope you guys again are encouraged by a little chat. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Janet and Milagros, for sharing your tips and ideas. And I am looking forward to connecting with you guys again next week. Same time, same place here on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Click on the little face, or if you're on your phone, there might be a little subscribe button floating around up here. Click subscribe, join us next week, and you will, if you're subscribed, you should receive a little pop-up notification letting you know that we are live, so you never have to miss a video. So that's it for this week. Looking forward to chatting with you guys again, and looking forward to hearing about your success stories and the things that you're doing with your business and in your community, because as business people, we are not just singularities in our own little tiny bubbles. We are a part of a larger community, and we have the power and the ability to have a huge impact on our surroundings. And we hope that it's a positive one, not a negative one. So once again, thank you guys all for joining. Looking forward to chatting with you next week. Have a awesome week, guys. Good night.